Yes, sir, once again, fellow Nigerians across the globe. I am George Onyibe, as always. This morning, I want us to look at the message I simply titled, As Nigerian people, as Benin people, do not allow Folashade and the Igbobiafra people to interfere with your culture, tradition, in regards to history. If you are Yoruba and you are Hausa or Igbo, open your mind a little bit. You are not a minority. You cannot tell us how a minority feels. And what we feel as minorities in Nigeria is one thing you can only imagine. But this having been said, you are majority, supposedly, and we don't have issue with it. But the game of throne that characterized the mindset under the umbrella, the platform of which that state of mind known as Wazobia was created is dangerous, is poisonous, it is suffocating, and it is the pillar stone that holds corruption and every other negative vibes that afflicts us as a nation, as a country. Somewhere along the line, we choose to ignore many things. It's not as if we don't know the right thing. We have not lost hope in Nigeria and her leaders. We have not lost hope in anybody because we know that one day we will get it right. Success is not the absence of failure. Because you passed an exam does not mean you have not failed before. There is no invention that was not a product of failure. They fail, but they don't lose hope. And that is the only thing keeping us here. But of course, we must all understand that the journey we are going to, or we have embarked on, we will call a spade a spade. This issue regarding Iyaloja of Edo State may just look at something that it doesn't mean anything. It means so much. Benin people cannot take it for granted. Any other ethnic tribe in Nigeria should not take it for granted. And those of you who are playing this game of throne because you are majority, use your tongue and count your teeth. What we do here is prophetic declaration. Let me explain. When we say it is prophetic declaration, it is subjected to happen, but it could be averted. This is where people make mistakes. Let me digress. You know, when prophecy comes, and later on, the prophecy did not come to pass, most of you will conclude that this prophet is a fake prophet. No. The moment you see into the future, it will change. That is one secret about life. The moment you see tomorrow, that tomorrow will be subjected to change because you can influence it negatively or positively. And that is why, as a Christian, as a moral standard human being, when any prophecy comes for you, whether it's good or bad, know this truth that you have what it takes to avert that prophecy. If you read your Bible, you will see most people receive prophecy and they do nothing about it. It will come to pass. Most people receive prophecy and they come against that prophecy. It will never come to pass. What I'm saying is that when you see tomorrow, that tomorrow is subjected to change. What we do here is declaring prophetic utterance. It will come to pass, but we can make it work for our good or make it work to the detriment of all of us. The choice is yours. And that is why I started by telling you, if you are Yoruba, it's not your fault. If you are Igbo, it's not your fault. If you are Hausa, it's not your fault. On this mindset that you didn't make that choice. But if you think you are Wazobia and you're going to make the life of the rest of us miserable under the concept and idea of one Nigeria, my brother, you will not like the reception. I have said it before. I said the problem, the reason why all this shenanigan within the Nigerian space is prolonged and tolerated is because there are three ethnic groups fighting themselves. They are trying to see who is bigger, and that is Wazobia. Solve the mystery behind Wazobia, and Nigeria will blossom. The imperialists do their job well. And now, let us come to the purpose of this broadcast. For almost 3 days now on, there have been saga, public unrest, and people trying to register their displeasure in diverse means. And this is going to Edo State. That Tinubu daughter, Folashade, went to Edo State to choose Iyaloja. It looks like a comedy to me. But I take time to try to look at what she's trying to achieve. And we know the in and out of all this game of thrones. But it is unfortunate that Folashade, Tinubu daughter, want to use the office of his father to further subjugate the supposed minority. But let me create a proper scenario so that you will understand where we are heading to. Because we will get to a stage, everybody will be fighting everybody, and nobody will be able to separate everybody. That will be the end result of all these your criminal activities against other ethnic groups in Nigeria. We know it's a game of throne. We shall know who owns the throne in the end, but we'll come in peace. Let's look at Tinubu first of all. We choose not to attack Tinubu. We choose not to talk about Tinubu. It's not because it's invincible. There are people you don't fight. That will be your end. But we know that fighting Tinubu will not make the wrong right. We know that Tinubu mistake, if we begin to call it out, we will give a foothold to the enemy of Nigeria. That is why we say leave Tinubu. We have only begged you for one thing. While you are leaving Tinubu, begin to look into the future, the person that will represent Tinubu. That is where this journey will begin. But Tinubu is a testament from the Creator to all of us who are Nigerian. And so Tinubu, the president of Nigeria, should know that everything he is doing today will become a yardstick to judge other things that will happen in the political arena of Nigeria. It will not be in his favor. So let him use his tongue and count his teeth. Let's talk about Tinubu first, because that is the only reason why Tinubu daughter can run mad and start interfering with our culture and tradition. The very action that is making us to fight against Igbo people. Is it Tinubu daughter that will do that and we will spare them? We are calling out for Folashade, not even his father. When we get there, we will call all of you. We know how it ends. The worst you people can do is that we will help you form alliance. Let Wazobia reorganize themselves and come and destroy us, the minority. It's a shame. But like I said, if you are not a minority in Nigeria, you will never know what we go through every day. Being minority, and we can't say, because Hausa go kill us, or Yoruba go kill us, or Igbo go kill us. And I no get sense. Now, let's come back. Maybe you'll understand. All these things make me get angry, because I don't know why people who are supposed to be moral, individual, progressive-minded people choose to play so low, because it's a game of the truth. Let's go to his father first as our president. Some of the things he's doing that are not right, but we don't judge him yet. Tinubu is trying to bring in history into Nigerian school. I have called on Nigeria and say, pay attention to that history they are going to teach our children. We want history to come back to Nigerian school, but tell the people the truth. Because some of the history they told us, invariably, ultimately, are lies. Who discovered River Niger, Mongo Park? Who stopped the killing of twins, Mary Slessor? All this garbage, they are all 419 lies. Nobody discovered me. And so if they are bringing history back, they should not come and tell us Konkabu story. Let them tell us the truth. If the history says your people afflicted my people, we will forgive you, because that was the moral of that era. And if the history say my people afflicted your people, forgive us, because the people who must have committed this crime are no longer here. But if we continue under this warning, you people will not like the reception in the end, because it will not be in your favor. Tinubu, for instance, want to bring in history back to school. It is suspicious, but we can't raise alarm because we are watching Igbo people, Igbobiafra people. Tinubu tried to replace monarch and saying that the king of Hausa people, if he's a king, will become the king of all of us. Most of you think it will not work. They are still looking at that matter. Tinubu, at the end of the day, want to collect us from everybody, every poor Nigerian. It's a clause. Tinubu, with a civilian uniform, acted like a military dictatorship. What he did in Rivers State is unprecedented. It's uncalled for. But what you don't know is that it does not concern you directly. So you have to shut it up. No, what Tinubu did in Rivers State is unprecedented. Because Tinubu have opened the portal for any president tomorrow to come out and tell you that I don't like you, governor. I suspend you. Do you know what they looted from Rivers State? Do you see the Konkabu story they are saying? And to come to think of it, Tinubu played a game. But Wike will have to bear that burden later on. It's unfortunate. I love Wike and I love Fubara, but that will not prevent the truth from coming. They say the rat that is outside is the rat that tells the one inside to come that there is food. Because of Wike, Tinubu suspended the governor. Can Tinubu suspend Yoruba governor? Tinubu, can you suspend Hausa governor? It's minority. This is how we view it. But it's okay. But to cram it up and to mesmerize all of us, he went to bring Akwa Ibom man and put him in charge of River State. Is that not an insult to the integrity of River people? Now, I said you don't know what it means to be a minority. And so, you may be Yoruba, you may be Igbo, you may be Hausa, and you fought me. That is your business. But get the truth, and maybe you will be free at the end. Because all of you, but let's leave all that things that Tinubu is trying to do. They will soon suspend the INEC chairman. And we shall see how coalition, obedient movement, article movement, all of you people who don't want to listen, we shall see how you will pass through that INEC. And before Tinubu tenure is off, all of you will be in trouble. But if we attack Tinubu, you will not know the truth. So let Tinubu be the last porter that will lead us into a prosperous nation, Nigeria, or that will open the portal for chaos and anarchy. This is not what we wish. This is what we are telling you ultimately will be the end result. Let me tell you a little bit about what it takes to be a minority. They use you. Wazobia use you to play the game of chess, the game of throne. We will not blame Yoruba because maybe it's their turn. It started with Igbo people. After Nigeria independence, barely less than 2 years, some Igbo people used Anyoma man, Chukwumanzogo, to carry out coup. They were majorly the beneficiaries. It led to political unrest, ultimately war. Nigerian citizens, more than 10 million, died across board. When you say this now, Igbo man will say they hate us, they kill us. But let's look at the truth. Go and look at the history of Nigeria. First educated person, Igbo man. University of Lagos, Igbo man. University of Igbo man. University of Obana, Igbo man. Everywhere was flooded with Igbo people. You begin to ask questions in that era. Does it mean Yoruba did not go to school? Does it mean Hausa did not go to school? Igbo man sat upon everywhere. Only Ahmadu Bello resisted. And that is Ahmadu Bello University. He said no Igbo man will be there. Go and check all your civilization from the west to the north to the east to the everywhere. Igbo, pioneer. How did they get there? The most intelligent tribe. My feet. Ahmadu Bello saw these things. They hated him for it. And he said, you see this university of Ahmadu Bello, no Igbo man is commended. That is one of the only pioneer platforms that is not headed by Igbo people. Igbo had the opportunity. And then Hausa learned from Igbo. It took us more than 18 to 20 years. Hausa dominated the political arena to the extent that ordinary Hausa man who cannot read or write knows that they are born to rule. Don't pretend. Till tomorrow morning, this mentality still controls some Hausa people. You can't arrest them, you can't do anything to them, because somewhere they believe they are born to rule. In our one Nigeria, they learn from Igbo people and watch the body language of Hausa and Igbo. They don't trust themselves, but they are looking for a neutral ground to join, to do what? To fight Yoruba. And now, maybe this is Yoruba time. And what is Tinubu going to do? Destroy the remaining thing left of us? It will not work out. Let me go to another session, what it means to be a minority. Look at all these people fighting for power. They use you, minority. You, they call minority. Because anybody that tells you there are majority, invariably is telling you that there are minority. And so if you believe in Wazobia, which means you believe in my Igbo people will come out and tell me minority is a scam. I'm a scam in my own country. Don't worry. Now, when Igbo people want to do their own, they use Chukwumanzogo. Today, they are dancing in between the devil and the blue sea. Tomorrow, Chukwuma is Igbo. Next tomorrow, Chukwuma is not Igbo. Depending on how you favors them. When Hausa was doing their own, they use Yakubu Gowon. Most of you don't know Yakubu Gowon is not a Hausa man. Muritola Muhammad is not a Hausa man. Is Boko Haram not killing Yakubu people? If he were to be a Hausa man or Fulani man, some of these things will not happen. They used him. The same way they use Chukwumanzogo. The same way they use Muritola Muhammad. Most of you don't know. Muritola Muhammad is not an Hausa man. In fact, Gowon is more Hausa than Muritola Muhammad because Gowon is in the core north. But it's from Plateau State. But Muritola Muhammad, as you know, my brothers, is a Edo State man. From a community known as Otomegbe. Otomegbe should be around Osako in Edo State. Within Osako, around that community known as Otomegbe, that is where Muritola Muhammad comes from. It's not an Hausa man. Let me digress. His father was a kola nut farmer in those early hours of Nigeria. A Benin man trading with Hausa man. And they had a perfect relationship. And the Hausa man said he wanted to give scholarship to one of the sons of his business partner. And that is how Muritola Muhammad was given to them. They changed his name to that Muritola Muhammad. You see the long story of Muritola Muhammad. Go and look at the first mosque in that Osako, this Otumegbe area I'm calling for you. There is a mosque there. That is the only legacy of Muritola Muhammad. Minority. But let me tell you, some of you say, no, he's a Hausa man. What about Celestin Babayaro? Is he Hausa man? We know all this game. There are most people that are in the helm of affair today answering Hausa name. He said that they are called Igbo, they are called Hausa, they are called Yoruba. They do all these things with the minority. Tomorrow, when you dig the issue of Muritola Muhammad, they will tell you, they will blame Benin people. This game of the throne, we know the pattern. Oh. And so, the Hausa use the minority in the north. The Igbo use the minority in the east. The Yoruba use the minority in the west. Currently, Tinubu is using Wike as a minority in the west. Because anything Tinubu will do today, with the backing of Wike, he will have his way. Because a lot of us love Wike and we will support him. But it's not as if we don't know this game, but we kept quiet for one reason. And that reason is because Tinubu is a testament, an epistle from the creator to the entire Nigeria. Everything Tinubu will do today, tomorrow Yoruba people will collect it. Look at everything Igbo people did. It's backfiring them. Look at the one Hausa did now. It's backfiring them. I think Good Luck is telling them now that Boko Haram said the Buhari should be the person to negotiate for them. And their own negotiator is now the person who later ruled us for 8 years. Who is deceiving who here? And if Good Luck have reacted, minority, we are always the pawn in all the game. We know it. I just want them to know we know what they know. And now, if you go back to my broadcast in early last year, I was talking about protecting our last line of defense as minority. We must protect our last line of defense. And I told you, it's our monarch. Maybe I will repost that video. I said, because if they get to your monarch, all of you are gone. If they destroy your monarch, all of you are gone. All these Igbo people doing monarch everywhere. You think they don't know what they are doing? They want to mesmerize the monarchs too. Not because they want king. They don't have king naturally. It's organized crime against those of you who have monarch. All of a sudden, monarch become order of the day. And Tinubu and the National Assembly and Akpa building, they are trying to tell you that they are going to make chairman of one king from North will be the. Don't you know my king is a first-class chief? My king, Obika Bekuze, is a first-class chief. Anything you people like, go and destroy him. But we know they are our last line of defense. But they cannot be able to come except somebody lead them in. And now they're trying to rewrite our history. They are trying to steal our culture and heritage. And now they want to impose rubbish, convert it to politics. You know if you give my king staff of office. So. Nigeria, as of today, you can't give my king staff of office. You can give Igbo king staff of office. Not Obi of Agbo. Not the Asaba of Asaba. Not the Obo of Benin. Of course, they can protocolly accept them. But you are not in the place. Because we don't need your approval to tell you that they are our king. Because at the end, Agbo people will say, and Benin man will gladly tell you about it. You have to deal with it. Now let's come to the real issue. So that they know we know what they are doing. Let me give you brief history, comprehensively, about Eyanoja. You see, before late Omo of Okpanam passed on, we were very close. We had a lot of discussion about the well-being of Anyoma people. But she has a challenge. Do you know the challenge she have? Most kings in Anyoma land are against Omo people. Because she can't have her way freely among many kings. Even her own king, the king of Okpanam, was not in good terms with late Omo Okpanam. And I said to her, but ma, why is it like that? And that was when she downloaded the history of Omo for me. It's not as if I didn't know that, but I didn't know the essence of the role they play. And for those of you who are from Anyoma, Eyaloja is what is called Omo. So Yoruba woman now, Tinubu daughter, because his father is a president, is going to become the Omo, for instance, of Benin people. Nobody does that. These are traditionals too, not political. Now, in Anyoma, those of you from Osimiri, Ndokwa, Anyocha, and Eka, some of us call these Omo people Inyese. In the ancient time, Umunede people called their Omo Inyese or Chano. I come from the lineage of ancient Omo of Umunede and Okukwabo. It will surprise you. If you are from Umunede between Idumuile and Idumuileje, go and look at the descendant of the family of Ochano. 2K. Chano, Umu 2K. Go and look for their descendants. They were the last lineage of the Nyeses. Meo Nyese, Nwa Chano, Nwa 2K. So I come from that lineage. Now, this Omo who that has taken over the name is not in dispute. Because in most time, we call them Omo. In some other area, you hear them called Chiano or 2K or Inyese. Understand that it is based on what you choose, but what are their duty? It is believed that the Omo, in this instance, is saddled with the responsibility of even looking into the affair of the monarchs. And so in Benin, they have their own name. These Omo people who are in charge of market are in charge of market on one condition. That is how they fund that institution. What was their job? It is said that in the ancient time, they decided to empower the women to one end and one end alone, because they are the only people that can solve the problem of a man child and a girl child. Just like you heard about the Queen Mother. And so the Omo were empowered to one end alone. When a king has problem, it is the Omo that will settle that problem. The idea was baited by this simple idea. A man can take care of his son but cannot take care of a daughter child. But a woman, on the other hand, can take care of the son child and the daughter child. And so they believe by this notion that they should allow the women to handle issues that men cannot handle. And so they left them there. The rules was that this Omo cannot get married because she is higher than man and cannot answer any man, sir. Cannot be subjected to any man. She choose and have child when she want, but not under the control of any man, because they were power to one end alone. This Omo was not to do anything because they are spiritual guidance in such way. If you know spirituality, you will know that 90% of spiritual activity that have enslaved the globe operates in your market square. You think market square is for child people. Anybody that controls your market square controls the destiny of your people. That is why Igbobiafra people are everywhere doing buying and selling. They think we don't know what they are doing. Do you know ritual that take place at night? Do you know why Hausa don't want them to get involved in their trade, in their own market? Do you know why they are trying to drag your own market? Because they see that is where the ultimate sacrifice is made, to protect your people or to destroy your people. I know you will not understand this, but I'm coming. And then they said, these Iyalojas, that is how they become Iyaloja from our history. Market women leader. This is where they found them. So normally, like in the case of Opanam, all the markets in Opanam, every contribution they were gathering from the market was supposed to go to the Omo. But some of our kings become greedy and intercepted that money. Some of our kings destroy that Omo ship because they feel the money going to the Omo, the Iyaloja, should not go there. Many of them resisted. And that is where many of them had problems. And coupled with the idea of Christianity, that some of our female daughters don't even know the role they are supposed to play. All of them backed up. And so all of a sudden, one girl, because his father is a president, what an insult, went to the palace of Oba of Benin. Not as if he come to take permission, not as if he come to reason to them, to dictate, I am here to appoint woman leader. They will soon appoint king for you. Not in our place. Not in our place. That is an insult to our heritage. That is an insult to our culture and tradition. After all, even the government is collecting money from our local market. What do you people want? It's not money, we know. So Tinubu daughter now, tomorrow, if you Benin people keep quiet, what you begin to hear is, oh, Edo State is a Yoruba land, because why are they answering a Yanoja? Benin people, you must resist it. You must erase this mentality by every means necessary. It's a simple thing. They will come for us, but we already know. And so we must prepare our heart. Today, Igbo people are jumping up and down. You answer Igbo name, and you say you are not Igbo. You must be Igbo. Today, your name is Igbo. You must be Igbo. This is exactly what Yoruba may be doing in the future. The history of Lagos, can we come out and say it without contradicting ourselves? You think Igbo man just wake up and tell you Lagos is no man's land? Though they made a mistake, because Lagos belongs to certain ethnic groups that have been recolonized by Yoruba people. The same way Hausa people recolonize some people in their region, and Igbo is still trying to recolonize us. And so these are the danger. If you keep quiet and allow Tinubu daughter to have her way, tomorrow, maybe 50 years later, they will claim that territory. And what you will hear is, why is it a Yanoja? Is a Yanoja this one? Is a Yanoja this one? Because you have accepted it. Do not accept it. We have made that mistake already. But it's your choice. That is the most dangerous act there. The number two thing they are trying to do is simple. They want to colonize your women. Already your governor has started singing. He will give Tinubu 100 million men. He will give Tinubu 2.5 million votes. How are they going to get it? They want to have access to all your grandmothers. They are going to take the Agberu among us to run the cartel for them. Don't you see Igbo people? Have you seen Igbo man coming boldly to tell you, oh, Nyoma is Igbo and Nyoma is Igbo? They are looking at the Agberu among us to run the cartel for them. That has been the same pattern, the same principle. They will overrun you people. And it will be your women that they will use to do that. They are entering the market. The base of spirituality. The Oba of Benin, the Obi of Abo, our monarch is more connected to the people through the market, not through the palace. The palace is a place of protocol, but the marketplace is the base of our spirituality. Don't let them enter that. This is not West. This is not Lagos. But what did they do? They have destroyed us. I watch online, watch the body language of some Benin people. This one I say is Ishan. They say no, Benin is wrong. This one I say is no, it's wrong. That is exactly what they want for you people. That is why I told you from onset, we must create a rallying point. If not, they have not even come. Because all of them now are driven by their own agenda. It's a game of the throne. And somebody will say, it will not happen. It will not happen. If you keep quiet, it will happen. And when they are done with the do, they will come for Delta State. Look at the hungry Omo we have. Look at the remaining Omo since the death of the late Omo of Okpanam. Look at other remaining hungry Omo, all of them from Obio to all of this rubbish Omo that is remaining. Look at all of them without due respect. They are doing Igbo unity. The Igbo people that taught Yoruba and Hausa what all of them are doing today, to feed on the misery of the minority. And when you say hate Igbo, you don't hate Igbo, he hates this one. But the Yoruba must know this truth. You are not the one we are attacking. Gone are those days where we come out and say, oh, the whole Hausa is bad, oh, the whole Igbo is bad, oh, the whole Yoruba is bad. No, we've outgrown that mentality. We will begin to beg you as you are begging Igbo people to talk to the Igbobiafra people, to disassociate from the Igbobiafra people. Yoruba people, we know you people as people who have respect, who have regard for other people. But we also know that you born some Agburu, like Sunday Igboho, who is fraudulently trying to divide Nigeria. You people talk to Sunday Igboho now, and he calm down and carry his madness and go. Please, you people beg Folashade, Tinubu's daughter, to please allow his father to rule us. Because when Tinubu's daughter continue doing this thing, we know their plan. Sheyi will be the next governor of Lagos State. Mark my word. But they can change it too, because when you see the future, it's subjected to change. But from what we have seen on ground, when Sanwo-Olu is done, Tinubu's son will be the next president. Or does she want to be the first woman president of Nigeria? Let them go to political arena and leave us. Our traditional institution is all that we have left. You people don't distort our history. You people stop stealing our culture and our heritage. You people allow us to be. You are not the owner of our throne. You can choose to play the game of throne. Yoruba people. I know there are many intelligent ones among you. Yoruba people. I know it's not in your nature to conquer anybody like the Igbobiafra people. Yoruba people. Tell Tinubu's daughter to remove his hand from what he's doing. Because they will get to a stage now. They will say, it is Yoruba people, it is Yoruba people. And that is how it's going to end. We will get to a stage. We will say, oh, it is this one, this one, Tinubu. No, this is not what Tinubu is doing. We are calling Tinubu now because Tinubu's daughter is using his father's elected office position to intimidate us, insult us. Tell that girl to stop that madness because she will not like the reception. But for you, Benin people, keep quiet. Answer Yanoja. I think you see what we are doing with Igbo people for almost 2 years. You be Igbo, you know be Igbo, you must be Igbo, and you answer Igbo name. Your land is Igbo name. This is how we began. They always use us. At the end of the day, they dump us. They want to assimilate us. Not because they love us. They want our land. They want our history. They want everything from us. Look at under Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, what they did to him. They used him. Today, they are begging him to come out. Most of you do not know that the army general in charge of the Nigerian military, under the regime of Buhari, if not down to the regime of a Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, was Abo man. General Anthony Rabo was Abo man. The moment they indicted Emefiele, which we all know is a scam, because it's not the only armed robber. Let me digress. Why is it that all the people who have been in ESCC, ICPC, DSS, and all these other criminal investigating departments, why is it that all of them are minority? Do we start from Olisemetu? Do you know what they did to Olisemetu? Do we go to Alamesie? Or to the extent that Alamesie dressed like a woman to enter his community? Do you know what they did to Iburi? Now they are doing to Emefiele. Are they the only armed robber? We are still recovering Abacha loot, and yet we are not seeing it. But you are a minority. Fall for them. That is why we will not attack Wiki as well. Because if we attack Wiki, they will succeed. Because I know after all this madness, they will come from Wiki. That is the game of the throne. They will use you to assess your people, and after which they will destroy yourself. When Emefiele was doing what he was doing, his man that his fellow Aboman is the general in the Nigerian army, General Rabo Anthony. Because Emefiele is married to that man's sister. So he taught his brother in the general. Just a little word. Where is our General Rabo? Where is our General Rabo? How long will you people allow them to fool us? They come out and talk sweet things. But from backyard, they are planning rubbish. And what they do is to taunt each other. Igbo na bad, Yoruba good, Hausa bad, Yoruba bad, this one good, this one, just to deceive you. We are watching them. How I wish they know. The Bible clearly states in Hebrew. It said, now you should know you are surrounded by a huge crowd of witnesses. Therefore, run the race that is set before you patiently. Fellow politicians all over Nigeria, Nigerian politicians, you are surrounded by a huge crowd of witnesses. We are watching you. You people leave minority alone. What difference is there between you and the imperialist? No, just look at that animalistic mentality. Because your father is a president. You now come to my house and choose who will be our cook. Who gave you that right? Yoruba people, beg Tinubu's daughter, let their Yanoja end in their Yanoja. Or you people, put it now inside the constitution now. I think Abdul Salam and Abubakar constitution is fighting all of you now, which is illegal in the first place. We the people. Who are we the people? You are running away for constitutional conference. We the people. You don't want to hear anything about national conference. We are just trying to survive. You are trying to be real. We will not allow you to be conquered. Some of us have been conquered already. Go to the east. Igala people are suffocating there. Idoma people are suffocating there. Akwa Ibom people are suffocating there. Nobody will hear their cry. Go to the west. There are a lot of people like in Arubo, what do they call this? Showore people. It's a German suffocating under Yoruba. Instead of him to get sense, he's fooling himself, looking for who to drag down. Go to the north. Where is Idoma people? Where is TV people? Where is Igala people? Where is Zakembia people? There you have maturity of this victim. Game of the throne. We are not insulting anybody yet. We are not against anybody. We are asking the president to tell his daughter to remove his Iyanoja from our land. We are begging Yoruba people to call Tinubu girl an advisor. Because if we begin to pay attention to you people, you can only use the power of Nigeria to suppress us. But it's just a matter of time. And once everybody knows the truth, there'll be no hiding place for any of you. It's just an appeal. For Benin people, those of you who are Tinubu boys, remember it's 8 years. You will suffer for it later. I remember Lucky Benin. I remember when his father was dragging over Benin to court every time. His life did not remain the same again. And this governor that passed was still doing the same thing. Where are these people? Pay attention to their body language. It is not love. They have shared rights now to some Benin women. They have settled to some of them. And then you see them crying, hey, we are Benin. Welcome, Iyaloja. Tomorrow your children will begin to fight. We are not Yoruba. And then somebody will tell you how and do the one or more fall from heaven. Until they tell you they come from Israel or Saudi Arabia. Rubbish. But this game of the throne, where did it all begin? And when will it end? Let me receive my insult and go away. All these things is the handwork of Igbo people. All of them learn. Igbo people started it. This Igbo that said they are Biafra. Hausa hijacked it. And now Yoruba is maintaining it. Allow minority to breathe. Wike, Akpabio will pay dearly for anything that will go wrong in future under the administration of Tinubu. We know this. Let me go to the comment section, receive my insult, and then move in. I see you here. Good morning. I greet you. I see a different Blackie. Say good morning, George Onibe. Well done. Happy weekend. Thank you, different Blackie. I see Innocent Dede. He say Nigeria is not Wazobia. Period. Of course, we all know. But it's under that umbrella. They are making the life of over 1,000 ethnic groups miserable. And I keep saying it. It is the same game. Is it only Tinubu the president that have children? Buhari don't have children. Obasanjo don't have children. I think one of Obasanjo's daughter wanted to do like that. Or is it in Yoruba blood? All these Hausa don't they have children? It's the president daughter. Una they give an relevance. President daughter. Now it won't give a Yanoja. And then they will wake up one day and give you the Oni of Benin. Look at Igbo people. Very soon now they will come and give us Obi of Abo. I see Mercy. I agree to hear Mercy. But of course, we must stick by the rule. Allow Tinubu to do what he likes. What Tinubu should know is an epistle from the creator to the entire Nigeria. Because Igbo have done their own. Hausa have done their own. Let Yoruba seal it. You know somewhere in Revelation, and say when he opened the seal, he saw the head of those that were beheaded for the gospel, the martyrs. And then he cried. They cried out and said, oh Lord, for how long will it take you to avenge us? He said, wait till their time is complete. Maybe Tinubu time will complete this seal. Let's see how it goes. All of you buying gun, sending your people to hide in our bush. You are doing terrorism and compensating yourself for terrorism. You think we don't know? Don't worry. And I call you minority of Nigeria. Whether you are in the west, whether you are in the north, whether you are in the east. Your only salvation is organizing a rallying point. Without that, they will use you. And then I have Orise here. See Wazobia is a scam. And then I think I just cited one. Okay. And then the one Igbo man there, you know, Igbo person must be always there. There are touches. He say Wanze, he say Hausa. But it's okay. You call Hausa man a goat, a cow, and Hausa man told you that you are the grass. Today, who is greater? The cow or the grass? The cow or the grass? Igbobiafra man. It's a shame. We'll continue from there. Beg the Oba of Benin, no Iyaloja in Edo State. Because tomorrow, when Edo people begin to cry, they will fall to the Oba. But of course, I like the response of the Oba. Oba, don't talk to that girl. Oba, your Royal Majesty, Oba talk. Don't talk to that girl. Assign your gate man or your farmer. Assign somebody that didn't go to school to educate that girl.